Welcome back, everyone, to our championship interview. We're here at Bowlero Auburn Lanes in Auburn, Massachusetts. We have the champions of the inaugural Vincent Hall Memorial over-under doubles, brought to you by your live streaming partner, TechVision. And here we have the youngster, Dennis Bissonnette.
Hello, hello.
Grinding it out on the long pattern in the last game, and Mr. Steady Eddie, Chris Monroy, really conquering both patterns very effectively, guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
you. You really were part of a match that in many ways has to go down in NEBA history as one of the greatest ever. You guys ground your hearts out and found yourself with the lead. This is two-game Baker, of course. Found yourself with the lead after the first game by virtue of a 3-6 chop and a 7-pin miss by Ryan. How fortunate did you feel to have a lead going into the second game? First of all, number one, I'll just set the stage, and then of course Lichtenstein gets up. One of the all-time leading title holder, going for title number 32 with ball in hand, needs a double, stone 8. How did you feel? Now, this is not to take anything away from you guys. Chris, you were throwing that 3D offset in the right lane with just so beautiful. You had that pattern conquered so beautifully, and then even on the left, you take the urethane and you're just so soft-handed it and really in the pocket, except for one shot, that 2-pin. Other than that, you just never miss. So tell me. I'll let you talk in a minute. I'm just so excited. I just can't tell you. We just finished this match, and I'm just. I mean, I got to tell you, Forey yelled into the microphone louder than I've ever heard it. So it's just we're so excited here. But tell me what was going through your mind. First of all, having the lead going into the second game, and what did you feel when you saw that stone 8?
Me first?
Go for it.
The initial break, game one, to give us a little bit of a lead. I think it was 13 pins.
Yeah, exactly.
Only thought was, thank the Lord, foot on the gas, try to do what we can. And fortunate enough, and I was telling Chris that we both were worried about the right lane. Long pattern isn't in my wheelhouse. Not totally his, him talking about his rev rate and whatnot. So kind of just gave me the opportunity on the right lane to take it and, all right, here we go, try. But go ahead, Chris, because I'm still a little blown away by the 9-pin. My brain's frazzled.
Before you go, Chris,
sure.
I'll just have to say, your release in I believe it was the 8th and 10th frames was so relaxed.
Yeah.
You showed, we thought, the calmness of a seasoned veteran.
Yeah.
When you got up there and you trusted the release at the bottom, you got through it and got to the pocket.
Yeah.
They were really great shots.
Thank you.
Anyway, Chris,
Thank you.
Well, I mean, first of all, we're bowling, against two very highly distinguished players, in Mike Lichtenstein and Ryan Graywas. To see the missed 7-pin was just absolutely shocking. I mean,
on the short pattern, though, it hooked, right? So
true.
You can really see that happen.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was having some issues with my thumb hole with the 3D offset I was throwing. When I washed out, I never released out of the thumb hole. Thankfully, made the spare. But I mean, the thing is, not in a million years, I fully expected Lich to throw the back 3.
Oh, yeah.
I fully expected it. I mean, he's done it
100%.
how many times, and how many tournaments, and how many venues.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know what to. It was a very fortunate win today.
You expect them to strike
exactly
more often than not strike. So
exactly.
Chris, I have to ask you a question, and we all are thinking this. And Denise was on the live stream chiming in for you. Did you feel Mark's influence? And did he help you?
Right there on the shirt.
There it is, right there, and of course,
right there on the
tribute
shirt
to Coach Mark on the back of your shirt. Do you feel like his presence? Was he here with us today?
Yes.
And did he help you win this?
And
title?
I said the exact same thing when I won with Steve Major at Cranston. The exact same thing. Exact same thing. He, we talked about it during the Champions interview at Cranston that bowling had been a real struggle for me. It's his loss. I thought I could. I mean, the biggest gift that Mark gave me was mental toughness and self-confidence, and I thought with that same mental toughness I could battle through it, and it got me to a point. But and then it got me to a point where it's like I was just burnt out and needed to take some time off. And like I say, at Cranston, I know he was looking over me on that one, and a solid 9.
Stone 9.
Yeah.
Absolute.
Yeah.
Stuff to the gills. Stone 9.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, Coach.
I'm dealing with the what he was feeling back before Cranston. I'm dealing with that now. I've been so burnt out. My mental has been awful. I haven't been practicing because I just didn't want to be in a bowling alley. And I even told him to find a different partner today. I told him that a month ago, and he was like, no, you're bowling with me. You're not backing out, this and that. And, thank you, of course, but bowling's just been a struggle for me lately. Mentally, just in the bowling alley has not been good for me, so I've been taking some time away, and this is just going to draw me right back in.
Well, I think there's 4,400 reasons between you.
Yeah, a little bit.
To hopefully brighten your mood a little bit towards the game.
A little bit.
These days.
I have been tired.
Well, and then 10 games yesterday. I mean, how'd you feel after yesterday? I mean, that's no killer, but, it's not nothing.
Yeah.
I'm sure you slept well last night, hopefully.
Slept okay. Me personally, I'm dealing with some tendonitis flare-up lately, so...
Anders, same type of thing.
Yeah, all in my elbow and then into my palm. So, I mean, the fact that I threw it this well today, and even yesterday, I'm a little surprised that it held up so well, but I'll be icing later.
And especially on the right lane, I thought the way you adapted, we all believe the right lane was the more challenging patterns.
Yes.
As you know, Andrew and I led after the short, missed the cut.
Yeah.
Thank you, longer pattern.
Yep.
So it was really everybody's challenge, things like
to be
that.
sure.
So
You
had to play it right.
When you can't play the gutter, it's rough.
You had to be exactly in the right place in the lane. You had enough surface to get through it, but not too much, to read early.
Yeah, lighter volume spread, so.
Yeah, lighter volume spread, less volume than the short, down 44 feet as opposed to 37. So definitely more challenging. We knew that when we picked it.
Yep.
That was the idea.
Sure.
And not something that house bowlers would see a lot here. That was the idea of it, was to say something that's going to really challenge everybody.
Yep.
And the whole point of the match play was to make sure that each doubles partner hit both patterns in the match.
Right.
That was really one of the designs of the format. So.
Yeah.
What now? I'll just give you some real life feedback. Obviously, should you won, I expect this to be good. I mean, did you like the event? I mean, was it a good format? Obviously, it suited you guys. You're both titleists, so it did allow champions to bowl together, as were Michael and Ryan, of course.
Got a couple there.
Interesting is that Viali and Tebow still hasn't won.
Yeah.
So, they were, he was going for his first title. Imagine if he wins in a place where titleists can bowl together.
And he aced his shot in the 10th there, too, and he
sure
left
did.
the 10 pin, yeah.
Yes, stone 10.
We both commented, because we were looking off from the left, from the warm-up pair, that it was pretty good off his hand, and it's like, wow. He's got to win at some point. There's no question.
Yeah,
no question.
He'll win multiple titles.
Absolutely.
No doubt about
Absolutely.
it.
100%.
Yeah, it's like A.J. Johnson on the tour.
Correct.
It's
going to happen.
This guy's going to win.
And when it happens, it's going to go.
It's just a matter of,
Yes.
once he gets the first one off his back, there'll be a lot. But anyway, well, you guys, it was very interesting in the position round, too. I don't know how you were thinking. You guys were up on 19 and 20. And we
were in third.
Now, fourth was 300 pins back. So
weren't worried there.
The three people on the stepladder, the teams on the stepladder were set. But you guys came back with 450?
Yeah.
440 something?
Yeah, 444.
With the win, gave you a
plus
plus 100.
Yep.
So you guys really dominated because no other team even shot 400 that round.
Yeah.
So you guys came back and really had a great round to put yourself from third to first.
We didn't shoot under 400 all around robin either.
Good for you.
Our lows were like 404. I think we had a 404, 408, something like that, and then everything else was.
I hadn't been watching that closely.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
we did
That's
not
fantastic.
go under 400.
Yeah, that's team play right there. So.
We had one under 400 in qualifying. So.
Yeah. Game number 9.
Yeah, so we
Shot
had
350.
Hell, we had plus everything all the time. So.
I mean, the funny thing, we didn't have any really huge games.
Nope.
I think we had maybe like a 460 and a couple 450s.
Yeah.
But we were constantly,
Consistently.
420, 430, just grinding away.
Yep. Keep plugging.
Yeah.
And before I forget, I want to make sure that in addition to recognizing all our NEBA sponsors, thank you to TechVision. I know that this was a very important tournament for you, Bruce.
It was great.
To honor your father and the very generous donation you made to the prize fund.
Yes, thank you.
So thank you very much. I want to make sure to acknowledge you before we forget that.
Well, thank you so much. It's my pleasure. I'm so happy to be able to do this.
Yeah.
As I said, both Chris Forey and I wanted to honor our dads last year, but with COVID and everything, it just wasn't the right time.
Right.
So we're able to do it now, and with the Paul Forey Memorial. So
Sure.
we're both able to really look at our dads and do the right thing, by them. And it was so great having my mom here yesterday.
Yeah.
97 years old.
God bless.
Here, I said, "Mom, do you want to say anything?" She said, "No, I don't talk to people like that. She's not gonna have that." But anyway, so well, thank you so much, Chris. It means a lot. Of course, I see you here practicing every day, and we've had so many conversations about life and bowling and all that stuff. So it means a lot. So thank you so much. Thank you.
And again, before I forget, I want to acknowledge AML, Bowlero, Auburn, Alicia, Jenna, and everyone who makes this place work. Obviously, all of our sponsors, for NEBA. I mean, we have tons of them. Was it over 60,000 in cash and prizes and what have you that we've had this year, if I recall the number?
If you'd like to read the sponsor list, I have.
Would you want a lawyer to read that?
I do it all the time. Yeah, I do it all the time. Yeah.
But no, seriously, to all of our sponsors, thank you very much.
It is in fact over 60,000 with Storm Roto and 900 Global being the lead sponsor, which we thank everyone so much. So yeah.
And if I could just personally, and I'm sure you, because we're both on the same staff, thank you to Dave Wadka and the Brands of Brunswick for again giving us a staff opportunity. For me, this is my 18th season, and this is what
my second going on third, yeah.
And so again to Dave Wadka and the Brands of Brunswick, thank you very much.
Yep. Shout out to the Purple Hammer.
Well, 3D Offset was no slouch.
It's true. 3D Offset is doing what it does.
Saw some other good.
That's true. We both threw 3Ds and we both threw purples.
Yeah,
so.
Sure.
Shout out to those balls.
Now the Widow, the Black Widow purple with the same cover but stronger weight block, right?
And actually, one of the group I like to acknowledge Bull U, because we just had Bull U a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Rick Benoit and Brad Angelo, thank you for they opened our eyes for how to read lanes and what have you.
Yep. Brad kicked my hand back in the right spot
and again, just personally speaking, I would be remiss to not acknowledge my coach Mark. I miss you to death. I really do. And to Denise, I'm thinking of you. And again, I just want to make sure I acknowledge Mark and Denise. Thank you.
Let me say something really quick.
Before I give my shout-outs?
No. Just before he gets into himself in the doghouse, Mary was checked in on 3 different devices. So you might want to give a shout-out to Mary and the family. Just suggest.
No,
you don't have to.
Hi, Mary. Hi, David. Hi, Nicholas. And to my father who's watching the kids. Thank you.
There you go. She literally chimed in and said she was watching on 3 different devices. So I just want to say. I also want to say, Chris, that at your point in fathership, and you're a little bit obviously behind me, heaven knows, I took like 3 or 4 years off when my kids were about your age, your kids' age, just because it was just I didn't, and I know your feeling about bowling, and you've got the, your work, which you do so great at, and trying to be home. I felt pulled in so many different directions, and I felt the same burnout that you feel, So I think a lot of that does come with, being a good dad and doing that kind of thing too. So there is some of that. So, continue to strike that balance.
Right.
I think you're doing it really well.
Thank you.
So,
Dennis.
Well, my list seems insignificant now.
Oh,
no. Of course, my dad, always pushing me and telling me how good I throw it here and there and blah, blah, blah. A big shout out to Stephen Major and the Strike FX guys for, all the headaches that I've had over the last few months with blah, blah, blah. And, they took me in with open arms and have helped me a lot. And Stephen's done a great job with my equipment, and can't thank him enough for, pushing me and this and that. Of course, Brunswick, I am bowling for always hooking me up with equipment and jerseys and this and that.
Formerly by Logo Infusion.
Yeah.
Powered by Logo
Infusion.
Right.
Said the guy who reads the sponsor all the time.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So.
Well, I'll wrap it up, guys. You guys are just the best. Congratulations.
Thank you so
couldn't
much.
imagine. I couldn't pick 2 better guys to carry my dad's legacy forward. I want to give a special shout out to Danny Kay.
Yes.
Danny really had to come up Friday night to be ready for Saturday's qualifying.
It's a long weekend.
So it's more than just having a Saturday, 2 tournaments on Saturday, then Sunday. He was here since Friday night. So thank you so much to Dan. And once again, runs like clockwork, even though we had, some new formats, the Baker thing, had some questions, some things.
I think tighten that up in the event.
Stuff. Yeah, so all that stuff, try to figure it out. Do we still want to do 10 game? We'll think about it for next year and all that. But also Debbie, who came up to run pots and brackets yesterday.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I'd like to add my shout out to Alicia and Jenna especially for helping to get the patterns out and get the lanes oiled correctly, and having left one pattern right and the other is not easy with this machine here.
Yep.
You have to reprogram it every lane. So thank you so much for that. And, of course, Bowlero, and iBowl League here, you do too, Chris. The place always runs very well. So I think a lot of this house, and I think it's a really good example of the Bowlero franchise.
Yes.
So thanks so much to them. And that'll pretty much do it for me, guys. So
again, thank you very much, Bruce.
Thank you.
All right, we still got some nice Sunday afternoon to go enjoy.
Yeah.
So
go have
maybe
dinner.
have a little
Exactly.
cold one. Yep, have a good one. And gentlemen,
Thank
title
you again.
number 3 in
Yep.
less than a year, correct?
Less than a year. Yep.
And that's title number 6.
I'm chasing
for
you,
right?
Jay.
Number 6.
I'm
All right,
chasing you,
well,
Jay.
Thank you.
Okay, well, congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Well going. Well done. And we will see you all October 1st and 2nd at East Providence.
First of the 4E.
Remember,
Yes.
October 2nd, 9 a.m., all 64 4E qualifiers need to be there. We'll be making our first cut down to 48. Okay?
Very good. We'll
See
do.
you there, guys. All right?
Thank you.
Take
Thank
care,
you.
everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.